A life-changing moment was unfolding. Georgia, a brave and loving dog, was experiencing labor once again. But this moment carried a deep, painful history. This was not her first pregnancy. She had once known the joy of expecting puppies, but that joy was stolen from her too soon. Her puppies were born prematurely, far too fragile to survive. I did everything I could, gently cradling them, trying to help them latch, willing them to hold on. But they were just too small, too weak. Georgia lost them all. Georgia wasn't always alone. Once, she had a home, a family, and the simple comforts that most dogs take for granted. But life can be cruel, and somehow she found herself abandoned, left to fend for herself in the unforgiving heat of the Arizona-Mexico border. At a gas station, she wandered day after day, searching for scraps, searching for kindness. But kindness was rare. She had no soft bed to rest on, no hands to pet her, no voice to tell her she was safe. The days were long, the nights were longer. Hunger gnawed at her. Loneliness became her only companion. Then one day, a rescue group called Sunshine Dog Rescue found her. They saw the ribs poking through her skin, the exhaustion in her eyes, and they saw something else, something she'd been hiding. She was pregnant. Her belly was swollen, heavy with life. After everything she'd endured, Georgia was about to become a mother. For the first time in a long time, she had hope. She had something to fight for. She had a future. When the time came, Georgia was ready. She had been given warmth, safety, love. She had been given a second chance. But her labor came too early. Her puppies were born too soon, too small, too weak. They fought to breathe. Georgia fought for them. And I fought alongside her, doing everything I could, rubbing their tiny bodies, trying to get them to latch, hoping, praying that maybe, just maybe, one of them would make it. But they were too fragile. One by one, they slipped away, gone before they even had a chance to live. Georgia didn't understand. She searched for them, nudging them gently, crying softly, hoping they would wake up. But they never did, and just like that, her world was empty again. Losing one's children is a pain too deep for words. It's a wound that never fully heals. She would pace the rescue center, searching every corner, hoping she would find them. She would cry through the night, her body aching with the weight of a love that had nowhere to go. She didn't eat, she barely slept. She had lost them, and in doing so, she was losing herself. The rescue center tried to comfort her. They gave her a stuffed puppy with a heartbeat, hoping it would ease her pain. She curled around it, held onto it, desperate for something, anything, to fill the emptiness inside her. But it wasn't enough, because no matter how much comfort they tried to give her, what Georgia needed was something real, something alive. At the same time that Georgia was grieving, the rescue center had taken in a litter of orphaned kittens. They were tiny, helpless, and motherless. They needed warmth. They needed love. They needed a mother. Someone had a thought. What if Georgia, a mother with no puppies, and these kittens, babies with no mother, could heal each other? It was a risk. Would Georgia accept them? Would she see them as her own? Or would she reject them, too deep in her own pain to take on another burden? There was only one way to find out. They brought the kittens to her. Georgia sniffed them. The kittens, small and fragile, barely moved. Then something incredible happened. She laid down beside them. She curled around them. She licked them, cleaned them, held them close. And in that moment, she made a choice. She would love them. She would protect them. She would be their mother. From that moment on, Georgia was transformed. She nursed the kittens, letting them cuddle into her fur, their tiny paws kneading at her as they fed. She would check on them constantly, making sure they were safe. For the first time in what felt like forever, she was happy. She had a reason to wake up, a reason to keep going. She had found her family in the most unexpected way. One night, the rescue center had to separate them briefly. And when Georgia saw her kittens again the next morning, her whole body lit up. Her tail wagged. She rushed to them, licking them, showering them in love. She had lost everything once. She wasn't going to let it happen again. But life wasn't done testing Georgia. Just as she had found happiness again, she was hit with another challenge, cancer. She had fought for her life. She had fought for her babies. And now, she would have to fight for herself. Chemotherapy was tough. It drained her, exhausted her, tested her spirit. But if there was one thing that was certain about Georgia, it was that she was a fighter. And just like before, she overcame. She beat the odds, again. Then finally, the moment she had been waiting for arrived. Georgia and her kittens were ready for adoption. They had healed. They had grown. They had survived. And in a beautiful, heartwarming twist of fate, Georgia and one of her kittens were adopted together. She would never have to say goodbye. The mother who saved a life and the kitten who saved hers together forever. Georgia's story isn't just about a dog and a few kittens. It's about resilience. It's about love. It's about the incredible things that happen when we open our hearts. It's a reminder that there are so many more Georgias out there waiting for someone to take a chance on them. So if this story touched you, don't let it stop here. Adopt, foster, donate, volunteer. Share this story. Kindness changes lives. And sometimes love doesn't just save lives. It gives them a brand new beginning.